Welcome, and thank you for taking a few minutes today to learn more about how we have streamlined our e-application process for a faster, more intuitive selling experience for the Final Expense Solutions portfolio. In this new e-application, we have improved the selling experience by offering an electronic delivery option for faster policy placement and coverage, real-time decisions on most cases within minutes of the application's submission, as well as a shortened application by reducing the number of questions presented. Welcome to the Transamerica tutorial on using iGo, the automated application platform. Once you've logged into iGo, the dashboard will display two options: Start New Case or View My Cases. Let's start with View My Cases. Once you've entered the My Cases page, you'll see applications that you've started. You may also see applications in an orange Alerts section that would require an immediate action such as the agent's signature. Let's move on to the Start New Cases page. On the Start New Case page, you'll put in the initial case information such as the client's name, date of birth, and gender. And this is where you'll choose the product that you are going to use. After selecting your state and the product type, click the Find Available Products button to display the Final Expense products available. In this case, the two product options are the Solutions Final Expense and the Solutions Final Expense New Design. The first option listed, the Solution Final Expense, is the old e-application and should only be used for California and New York. The second option listed, Solution Final Expense New Design, is the new streamlined e-application that should be used going forward for all states except California, New York, and the Virgin Islands. For today's interaction, we're going to choose the Solutions Final Expense New Design product. This is a new screen in iGo for Final Expense. First, if you did not include the proposed insured's date of birth in the previous case information screen, you will be prompted to enter this information again. Additionally, before we jump into the e-application, you are presented with a medical disclosure question. If you answer no to this question, you will not be able to proceed with the application. If you answer yes to this question, the rest of the application sections are added to the navigation panel on the right side of the screen, and you can proceed with the new Final Expense application. The icons in front of each section denote which sections are complete and which are not. Those with a green check mark indicate that all information in that section has been completed. Some pages have an empty circle indicating that you haven't entered the necessary information to complete that section yet. Those with a red question mark are indicating that some information may have been added, but the whole section has not been completed. Later in the application, after you lock the application, the lock icon in front of one of these sections indicates the section has been locked and no longer allows further editing. On the licensing section of the iGo e-application, you'll input your agent licensing information in the fields displayed. As you'll notice, there are different colored fields throughout the application. Fields highlighted in yellow are required fields and must be completed. Optional fields are white in color. If needed, you can enter information in an optional field. Disabled fields are gray in color. These disabled fields may be pre-populated for you, but you are not allowed to change the value in that field. On the next few pages, we'll be putting in all of the information for your proposed insured, such as their address and their place of employment. You'll notice that as you fill out certain fields, such as the email address and physical address for the proposed primary insured, these fields will automatically validate as you tab off of the field. For example, in the physical address field demonstrated here, if you keep typing a single line address that includes your street, city, state, and/or zip in a single line, and then tab off the field, the other address fields will automatically populate for you once the address validates against the U.S. Postal Service. However, some values will not automatically validate for the insured until you click the Click Here to Validate Primary Insured button. Click this button to ensure that the insured's information is complete for all of the associated electronic processes. The questions for adult applications in the Personal History section of the application have been expanded to allow for more detailed responses to assist in the underwriting process. For juvenile applications, these questions will only have yes or no answers available. Moving on to existing insurance, if you have existing life insurance or annuity coverage that would be replaced by this final expense policy that you are applying for, you must provide the reason why you are replacing your existing policy or contract, as well as detailed information about the existing policy or contract. If the owner of the policy is someone other than the proposed insured, such as an adopted child, sibling, legal guardian, domestic partner, spouse, etc., then you will need to enter information for this other individual. Similar to validating the primary insured, the Click Here to Validate Owner button is disabled until all necessary fields have been completed. Click this button to validate the alternative owner of the policy. On the Beneficiaries page, this is where a pop-up blocker would cause a problem, so ensure that your pop-up blockers in your internet browser are turned off. This will make sure that all pop-up windows are displayed. On the Beneficiaries page, you can enter all beneficiary information for both primary and contingent beneficiaries, and the details needed to enter a beneficiary, whether a primary or a contingent, are identical. Important though, the death benefit or beneficiary shares must be fully allocated. That means that shares between beneficiaries must equal to, but not exceed, 100%. You can split the 100% allocation between as many beneficiaries, both primary and contingent, as you want. On the Plan and Premium page is where you can select the risk class for the insurance payments, coverage amount that will be made, as well as any additional riders that are wanted for the policy. As you'll notice, additionally, after you input the risk classes displayed in the risk class field, verify routing number are predetermined based on how the client answers the questions in the personal history section of the application. Once verified, the name of the associated financial institution which products are displayed in the product name field. It is important to note that if the value enters only two risk class options will be displayed. The system will no longer limit the number of times you can attempt to enter the correct routing number. Further down the page, use the fields in the premium calculation section to calculate the premium for your client based on the selections above, the risk class, product, coverage amount, and riders selected. The e-delivery page is where the client must accept the terms of e-delivery and conditions of use to fully consent to receive their policy documents electronically from Transamerica. A valid email address is required for all parties to be eligible for e-delivery. It's important to note, not all applicants will qualify for policy e-delivery, but the client can still elect to do business electronically and not opt in for policy e-delivery. Also, if you answer no for the first question, do you consent to do business electronically? A list of reasons is displayed for when a case would be ineligible for e-delivery. Please read the questions. One additional exception not listed. Some questions that e-delivery is incorrectly not available for could delay your commissions being paid. Depending on the information provided in previous sections of the application, you may need to attach supporting documentation to the application. You can upload up to 4 files with this application, but the combined total of all files attached must be smaller than 15 megabytes. The Case Summary section provides a summary view of the case information for the proposed primary insured, owner, beneficiaries, payment information, and product. The agent can edit the information provided directly from these screens. If all information is correct, click the Validate button to confirm the application. and next we'll move on to locking the application and the signature ceremony. After validation, the system will indicate that the policy is good to go. The application has been filled out, and you can now lock the information and move on to the signature process. If you need to edit the application for any reason, you may do so by clicking the Unlock Application Data and Cancel e-Signature Process button. However, be aware that unlocking the application will cancel all previously collected signatures and require you to recollect these signatures. There are a couple of signature methods available within the iGo platform for Final Expense. There is wet signed, which is where you click the View Application button, and a PDF of the application is opened for you to print for you and the client to sign with a pen. Then you can either fax or mail it to Transamerica. The other option is to elect to sign the application electronically, either in person or remotely. If signing in person, the client begins the signature process by clicking the Start e-Signature button. They should review the application pages to verify that all information entered is correct before accepting the terms of use and digitally signing the application. Next, the agent follows the same steps to review the application for accuracy, accept the terms of use, and digitally sign the application as well. If either the agent or the client declines the terms of use, the application must be printed and mailed in. Alternatively, if the agent and client choose the option to electronically sign the application remotely, the application is emailed to both the agent and the client to be signed and then submitted. It's important to note that in order to deliver the application, a point-of-sale form setup must be completed for remotely signed applications. Once you are finished with the signing ceremony, you will see the signature complete messages for both the proposed insured and the agent. It's important to note that for juvenile applications, the e-signature is intended for the parent or legal guardian. In both instances, the client and the agent should make sure to review all pages of the application to make sure that the information was input correctly. At this juncture, you are almost finished with the application. On this window, you can see a case number is automatically generated for you. This case number represents the policy number, so make sure to write this down for your records and your client's records. When you click the Submit to Transamerica button, all inputted application data is transmitted to Transamerica, and the underwriting process is initiated. When you see this message, thank you again for using our electronic application, and a green check mark in the navigation panel on the left side of the window, you have successfully submitted your e-app. An email will be sent to you shortly after you submit the case, notifying you of the underwriting status or decision of the application. You can also check the status of an application on your agent web portals. Thank you for your time today. If you have any questions or need additional assistance with any part of this e-application process, please reach out to your Transamerica sales desk.